Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Oghuview, where I like to talk about the games I played on my channel. And in this episode we're gonna talk about Ryse, Son of Rome on the Xbox Series X. So this is a special playthrough for me, since for one, this was the first 4K video, well, let's play videos I did. Still recording on 1080p 60, but upscaling the videos to 4K to make it more watchable and viewable and enjoyable for you guys out there. And on the other side, the second thing, I played this game on the Xbox One back in the day, and for this let's play on my Xbox Series X. As far as I know, there weren't many changes made to the game, and I didn't use the auto HDR function either, so I guess this should have been an experience as close to the original one as possible. Well, after all the patches, at least. Snake. Oh, okay. I really like this game. In fact, I even like it so much, it was the biggest reason for me to get an Xbox One back in the day. And I knew even back then that the game wouldn't be the best thing ever. I had read about its flaws and knew what I would have to expect, and yet still I couldn't stop thinking about this game until one day I finally pulled the trigger and bought it. The console as well. I think they were even bundled. And also there was, I think it was Dead Rising 3, maybe 4? Don't remember what the other game was, one of these. And I think Titanfall was a part of it as well. Yeah, some of those reflexes are coming back. Damn it. I thought I was going for him. The game is a very beautiful game, even to this day, although it does suffer from the remnants of the brown era, as the former console generation before the Xbox One generation is known to some by now. And you can tell that this is an older game if you look at the faces as well. They look hilarious sometimes, in the best and worst possible ways. But the gore effects, the scenery, all those things still look quite good today. The same goes for sound and music. I do think that both are maybe not as polished as the graphics are, but still, both are very nice. The score is great, and the voice actors, well, they are fine enough, although there are some cringe-worthy moments in the game as well.
Which one will clothe himself in the arena? Which one will earn the right to meet the inimitable General Commandant in combat? Will it be you, Damocles?
And before I move on, I want to mention one thing I thought a lot about while playing this game, both back in the day and now. What happened? Did they need to rush the game out? Or did they really think they were done at this stage? This game just seems so unfinished in certain regards. For example, the enemies. They look really great, they behave nicely, they sound really good, and well, you get some more or less the realistic slashes on the bodies if you hit them with a sword. The catch? There are like 5 anime models, if I remember correctly. 5. Similar, the executions, a nice and brutal gameplay feature where you can press a button after the enemy has lost enough health, so you can then insert a certain button combination to kill him. To make it a bit easier in regards to timing and stuff, the enemy does flash in a light, blue or orange, to indicate which button to press. Sometimes it's also green, but that's not very common. And beside the possibility of watching this very gory and bloody execution, you even get one of 4 gameplay benefits, like getting health back. And you can choose which one you want. Just press a button on the digipad before the execution is enacted, and you get that one. So you might ask yourself, what is the problem here? Well, technically there are 30, 40, 50, maybe even more executions, if I remember correctly. But that also includes special ones, like throwing enemies down from a height, kicking them into wall spikes, or killing two of them at the same time when and if both are in the execution ready state. So if you count all of those out, you will see the same 7 executions over and over and over and over again. And that's only if you have upgraded your character to his maximum. I do remember when I started the game, I saw I think like the same 3 executions all the time. And believe me, that nearly bored me so much I was thinking about not continuing the game anymore.
So brilliant that I want his head! 1,000 denaries to whoever brings it to me!
So,
The reward's mine! Sorry, Damocles. It's 1,000 denarii. I'll make it quick. Look at you! Vengeful Damocles! Emulating the feats of the great General Commodus? What nonsense! I destroyed the Britons single-handed! You struggle even with all this help!
I asked myself what I was doing wrong since I had unlocked everything for my character, but then, by accident, I stumbled across another menu to upgrade than the main one. Yes, there is another upgrade menu. And whereas the first one has stuff like health damage, etc., the second one has everything for your executions, which also involves getting more of them. You see, you have a certain amount of executions in regard to one of the 4 benefits I told you before, but if you upgrade them fully, they get more efficient, and they will be shown if you have other benefits activated as well. So I pulled through and started enjoying the game again afterwards, especially after I upgraded all those execution moves. It did help a lot back then, and even now. I think they should have maybe changed this up a bit so that there's always a cyclement of the executions, but that's just my personal opinion. As for the story, I don't want to spoil too much. I think the title of my second episode says it all. Gladiator, the movie, the game. Maybe a bit more over the top and with some supernatural elements. So yeah. If you haven't seen Gladiator, well, watch it, come back, watch my playthrough and tell me afterwards if I'm right with that assumption. Go now, I'll wait here.
Keep down!
This must be a bug. So, if you've finished, or for the people who have already seen Gladiator, this game's multiplayer is one of the rare instances where I did enjoy it, and I did enjoy it a lot. It's co-op only, so you, with others, are on your own in a Colosseum against AI opponents. I always enjoyed PvE way more than PvP, so that was a big plus in my book. There is a little catch to it though. The multiplayer is tied to the achievements of this game. So if you want to get all them achievements, prepare yourself for a grind. If I remember correctly, you have to get your character to character level 200 in multiplayer, and the character levels for single multiplayer are divided. And that takes a while. I don't think the other achievements were very difficult. The single player ones were quite easy for the most part. Even playing through the game on the highest difficulty setting wasn't very challenging, especially if you have upgraded your character. Since if you start a new campaign, all the upgrades you bought go with you, no matter even if you change the difficulty. Finding all the collectibles isn't really a problem either, since you just can read a guide nowadays and find all of them. I think I found quite a lot of them all on my own back then. The DLC is multiplayer only stuff like different outfits, weapons and maps, if I remember correctly, so if you like the game, well, why not? Then it's a bit more game for you.
Traitors to capture by himself
Yeah, exactly, that's what happened.
Oswald and his ferocious daughter. did Commodus move through the forests swiftly like a wolf.
Well, the big question now. Do I recommend this game? This is a very hard one this time, guys. I'm afraid not. There's a lot to like here, and yes, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much, I can't believe I'm saying this, but all of this is buried under so much bad stuff that I really cannot recommend it, even though I loved it so much. If you like what you heard and saw here, or you're just curious, it is a game franchise that, as far as I know, Microsoft owns, so it should be on Game Pass all the time. Try it out, give it a go. Maybe you got it back when it was a free game for Xbox Live Gold 2. I don't know when that was, but I know that was a thing. It really has so much potential. If it was just executed better, and it really hurts me to say this, but this game is just so much wasted potential, and still I really like it. That's how good some parts of this game can be, and how bad some other parts of this game are. I should really just execute them when I have the option to.
Over there! Get them!
Yeah, a bit lack and armless. So thank you guys very much for watching my Oghuview of Ryse Son of Rome. I hope you liked what you've seen. Please share, subscribe, all the jazz. Helps the channel grow, makes you go happy. Also, I heard that maybe there might be a Ryse Son of Rome 2 coming out. Maybe they're working it, I hope so. But those are just the rumors for now. If they will make another one, I will play it, definitely. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope I see all of you again in the next episode of your Oghuview or Oghupower. Bye bye.